at the center of almost all massive galaxies, we have these supermassive black holes. And in a fraction of these supermassive black holes, they are accreting. And in that case, they are called active galactic nuclei, or AGN. And AGN has these different regions. You have the supermassive black hole at the center, then there's this dusty torus around it, you have these radio jets, and all these different regions. And a characteristic property of AGN is that they emit X-ray radiation from this corona of gas very close to the central supermassive black hole. And the aim of my work was to study the Thomson scattered X-ray radiation. We don't really have much information specifically about this scattered radiation, how it relates with other physical properties of supermassive black holes. For example, their mass, their luminosity, the amount of dust in the line of sight, which is called column density. So my supervisor, Claudio Ricci, I've been working with him, and basically both of us are part of this bigger international collaboration called BASS, which is the BET AGN Spectroscopic Survey. It is an international collaboration with around like 60 members, and we all use the data, the BET AGN data that we have. And as part of this collaboration, Claudio did the X-ray spectral analysis, and then I used this for my work. So it was actually very interesting, and the team is actually very supportive. The first time working with such a huge collaboration, and it was really nice. So on the y-axis we have the scattered fraction, it's in log, and on the x-axis we have the column density, which is represented as per centimeter square. And in the background we have all the data that we got from the SWIFT mission, and the blue and the black points are basically the binned data. We have these bins of column density, and these are the median values of the scattered fraction. So the red line is just from the data, and the dashed red line is from the simulations. And we can see that even if we use the simulations or we use the actual data, we have this pretty strong negative correlation that exists between these two parameters. We were able to explain this result using two possible explanations. One was the inclination angle dependence of the Thomson cross-section, which says that as the inclination angle increases, the Thomson cross-section decreases, so the scattering fraction will decrease. And the other explanation is that generally more obscured sources have a higher covering factor of the torus that surrounds the AGN. And since the higher covering factor causes the scattered radiation to decrease, so this pretty nicely explains that why the scattered fraction should decrease as the column density increases. For me, the most exciting part was the simulations. So I did these spectral simulations. There were around like 38,600 spectral simulations that I did. It was really interesting because it was like the first time I was doing these simulations, and I wrote the whole code and everything myself. And when it worked and we found that the correlation was not due to parameter degeneracy, so that means that the correlation is significant, it is intrinsic to the sample. So that was like the highlight of the work for me. Basically, I started this work in 2019, and by the time I was done with the paper and we were actually going through the corrections that we got from our co-authors, it was like in 2020. And at that time, because it had been a whole year, there was an update in the data set. So I had to redo like most of these plots for the new data. So it was a bit frustrating because I'd already done that and I have to repeat it again, running all the codes again for the new data. So this actually helped me in how you do the X-ray spectral analysis. And now I have to do that for UV and optical as well. So basically, this was like a small subset of my PhD project on a bigger scale. For my PhD project, I'll be doing it in the multi-wavelength. So during the pandemic, obviously, like for everyone else, it was a bit frustrating doing it from home and not from the office, because in the office you have everyone around you to support you and give you that environment of support. At home, it's always like very lazy, and you are not always in the mood to work. But then once I got it done, then that was also like a silver lining during the pandemic, that I got this paper done and accepted during the pandemic. Something like I got my first author paper accepted during the pandemic. So that is like a big deal.